Hi ladies, we are going to be working on this word problem today. Um, our word problem says Tim ate 3/8 of a pizza and Marvin ate 1/4 of the same pizza. What fraction of the pizza did Tim and Marvin eat? So when I read it next, I want you to be thinking about those quantities that you are reading along with me. What those quantities mean, what they're representing, what information is important that we're seeing, what is our question actually asking, as well as, what do you think the operation is that we should probably be doing to figure out the answer to the question? So Tim ate 3/8 of a pizza and Marvin ate 1/4 of the same pizza. What fraction of the pizza did Tim and Marvin eat? So Tim is eating 3/8 of a pizza and Marvin is eating 1/4 of the same pizza. And we want to know what fraction of the pizza did Tim and Marvin eat? Okay, so if Tim is eating 3/8 of a pizza and Marvin ate 1/4 of the same pizza, what fraction of the pizza did Tim and Marvin eat? So I want you to think about those quantities and how they relate to one another. And if it's asking what fraction of the pizza did Tim and Marvin eat, are we trying to figure out the total amount of pizza that they ate? Are we trying to figure out the difference between the amount of pizza that they ate? What is it that that question is really asking us? So when you're going through this problem, make sure that you're using your CGI strategies. You're listing out your quantities, what each quantity represents, coming up with that number sentence with a variable. So we don't know what our answer is yet, but that variable represents the answer to the question. In your solving section, make sure that you're doing each step and checking each step as you go. In your answer, please make sure that you have a unit. What is it that your answer represents? And then making sure that you have a full number sentence that represents the answer to your question, as well as it needs to represent the word problem. All right, so at this point, go ahead and pause the video, solve this problem on your own, and then unpause the video and we will solve it together, going through each of those steps. And then you're going to want to make sure that your answer in your paper matches the strategies or the answer that I have on my paper. All right, ladies, so you should have already solved our problem about Tim and Marvin and their pizza that they ate. So we have that Tim ate 3/8 of a pizza and Marvin's going to eat 1/4 of the pizza. So I have up on our paper that 3/8 represents the amount of pizza, so the amount of one pizza that Tim ate, and then 1/4 represents the amount of one pizza that Marvin ate. So we're trying to figure out the fraction of the pizza that Tim and Marvin ate. So you'll notice in the question it said that Marvin ate 1/4 of the same pizza. So the first thing that I want us to think about is that we have one pizza, okay? There's only one pizza that we are serving from. And we want to know the total amount that those two ate. So I want you to think, between our four operations, we're trying to figure out that whole. And if we're figuring out the whole, that means that we want our answer to get bigger. So we automatically know that we want to eliminate subtraction and division because those two operations make our answer get smaller. We also are talking about pizza and pizza. And we know if we have two units that are the same, we can add them together to make our whole because we're adding together the same thing. So we're going to be taking our two amounts and we're going to be adding them together. But we know when we're adding together fractions, you have to have a common denominator. So with our common denominator, we're going to be taking 3/8 and 1/4, and we are going to be adding those together. And I like to stack them when I add them because it helps me organize my thinking and organize my thoughts, and it keeps things a little bit more organized. So first thing I'm going to ask myself is, can this smaller denominator equally go into my larger denominator? Can 4 equally go into 8? And the answer is yes. So that means that my denominator is going to be 8. And because our denominator is already 8 for 3/8, it's going to stay the same. And then 4/8, we're going to change to have a denominator of 8. Or I'm sorry, 1/4 is going to have a denominator of 8. So we're going to be taking 4 and multiplying it to get 8. So 4 times 2 gives me 8. And whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So 1 times 2 gives me 2. So when I'm thinking about my pizza has been cut into 8 equal sections. Okay? So I have my 8 equal sections. And we'll say that Tim is the brown and Marvin is going to be the red or the purple. I'm going to shade in on my pizza my 3/8 that Tim is eating. And then in purple, I'm going to shade in the 2/8 because I want to make sure that I'm using the fraction that has the same denominator. So I'm going to shade in those 2/8 that Marvin ate. And then I can just add these together to check my visual. 3 plus 2 gives me 5, and my denominator stays the same. My whole is still the same. So 3 plus 2 gives me 5, and let's count together and see if our 3/8 plus our 2/8 gives me 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know that all together, Marvin and Tim ate 5/8 of a pizza. So they ate 5/8 pizza. Okay, and then my number sentence that represents my problem, I can do 2 different things. I could do 3/8 plus 1/4 equals 5/8. Or I could use my problem with my new fraction, my new denominator, those common denominators, and do those two. 3/8 plus 2/8 equals 5/8. And remember, if we want to check our work, we just do the opposite operation. So we should be using subtraction to check our work. And that would be, does 5/8 minus 2/8 give me 3/8? So 5 minus 2 is 3, and 8 stays the same. So this would be correct. So Tim and Marvin ate a total of 5/8 pizza. All right, ladies, go ahead and make sure that your work matches mine. If it does not, you want to go through, you want to fix your work on your paper, and then check back tomorrow for another CGI lesson. Have a great day.